Hey there, it is time for more sheet pan meals. Woohoo! I love making sheet pan meals. So if you don't know what a sheet pan meal is, it is a pan just like this where you could throw your vegetables on, your proteins on, starches on, kind of like whatever you want, throw it on this pan, stick it into your oven to bake, and then when it comes out of the oven, you have an extremely easy dinner to serve to yourself or to serve to your family. I really hope you enjoy this video, and let's get to my kitchen and let's start cooking. We're gonna get kicked off today by making this roasted chicken and vegetables. So I'm going to begin by chopping up our vegetables, a half of a purple onion, 1 lemon, 4 medium-sized sweet potatoes, and halving and trimming our 1 pound of Brussels sprouts. I added all of the veggies into a large bowl, and now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of some olive oil along with a couple cloves of some minced garlic, some nutmeg. I just added about a shake of that nutmeg, salt and pepper, and about a tablespoon of some red wine vinegar, or you could add balsamic vinegar, just kind of whatever your preference is. Give this a really good stir and then set it to the side. Now we're going to work on the marinade that's going to coat the chicken. So into the smaller sized bowl, I added 2 tablespoons of some olive oil along with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, just a little dash of some red pepper flakes. If you do want it spicy, go ahead and add some more red pepper in if you'd like, and then just a teaspoon of some paprika, garlic powder, a shake of some salt and pepper, and just a pinch of some sage. Go ahead and mix all of these ingredients together. I'm using 3 boneless, skinless chicken thighs for this recipe. I just added them into the marinade and I'm going to coat them really well in it. You could use more chicken thighs or less depending on your preference, but I do suggest you using chicken thighs because chicken breast will dry out. So now on my cooking tray lined with some parchment paper, I went ahead and added the veggies that we cut up and then added all of the yummy seasonings too. And now you're going to add your chicken thighs right in the center there, and this is going to bake in a preheated oven to 450 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes or until the veggies are nice and tender and the chicken's cooked. Here's the finished product. This is my plate of food. Every single time I make this, that chicken comes out nice and juicy. I just topped mine with some fresh Parmesan cheese and some parsley. This one is a winner chicken dinner. Everybody loves some good beef and broccoli, so now that's what we're making. Beef and broccoli is probably one of my all-time favorite foods. So we're going to get started with the marinade / the sauce. In this medium-sized bowl, I added a half a cup of some low-sodium soy sauce, along with 5 cloves of some minced garlic, 3 tablespoons of honey, a tablespoon of some packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, or you could use sesame oil, whatever your preference is. And then I'm adding a tablespoon of this rice vinegar. That's optional. If you don't have rice vinegar on hand, you could definitely leave that out. Lastly, I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of some ground ginger with a little shake of some red pepper flakes. Go ahead and whisk this all together. The meat that I am using for this recipe is flank steak and about 1 pound of it. You see how it is thinly sliced. I actually got it from my butcher like that, but I am cutting it in half so it's a little bit smaller. So now that's what I'm doing at this point. If you don't get it thinly sliced like this from the butcher, just go ahead and slice your flank steak against the grain, nice and thin. So after I was done cutting it in half, I'm just adding it into my marinade and I'm going to give it a really good stir. I'm going to put some cling wrap on top, and this is going to marinate in my fridge for about an hour. We'll be using about 4 cups of some chopped broccoli and 5 green onions for this recipe. Now over to my parchment paper lined cooking tray, I'm just going to be adding the veggies on along with the meat now that it is through marinating. I am straining the meat as I'm adding it on just because you are going to be wanting to save the excess marinade for a little bit later on. This is going to bake in a preheated oven to 425 degrees for about 10 to 17 minutes. With the leftover marinade that I was just previously talking about, you're going to add it into a little saucepan. Bring it up to a simmer. Once it is simmering, you're going to add in a cornstarch slurry, which is just a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water mixed together. Let the sauce thicken for about 5 minutes or so, or just until it looks something like this. Then you're going to remove it from the stove. And now that my beef and broccoli is cooked, I'm just going to pour it all over the beef and broccoli and mix everything to combine. Here's the finished product. My family loves this meal. I serve mine over a bed of some white rice with plenty of that sauce. The broccoli does come out soft, but it is on the firmer side of soft. So if you do like your broccoli super duper soft, just throw it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes before you put the beef on. I don't know if I dare say this, but this shrimp recipe has to be my all-time favorite shrimp recipe ever. Even my little daughter loves it. So into this small bowl, I have about 4 cloves of garlic. I'm adding 4 tablespoons of some olive oil to it, with a half a teaspoon of some oregano, basil, salt, and just a 1/4 a teaspoon of some black pepper. I'm also adding a half of the juice of 1 lemon to it, and I'm going to mix this all together. To my pound of some raw shrimp, I'm just going to add that mixture right in there and give this a really good stir. I'm going to let this marinate in my fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour. If you don't have time on your hands to let this marinate, you definitely do not need to do that. Also, this recipe is extremely easy to double. After I placed my shrimp on my baking tray, I'm just going to be sprinkling 1/3 cup of some Parmesan cheese on top. This bakes in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for 8 minutes. I'll be the first to admit I did overbake my shrimp for a couple minutes too long. My little daughter Brinley had so much energy on that day, so I missed the timer going off on the oven just because I was chasing Brinley throughout the house. But I served this with some couscous and steamed broccoli. Like I said, Brinley had a ton of energy, so she thought she had to be on the countertop eating my shrimp. Now we're making some Parmesan crusted chicken and roasted baby potatoes and green beans. In this large bowl, I'm adding my potatoes. It's just a little over a pound of some baby potatoes that I cut into bite-sized pieces. I used the red, golden, and purple potatoes for this recipe. To the potatoes, I added a couple teaspoons of some minced garlic, 1/4 a cup of Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and a dash of some salt and pepper. You're just going to stir this to combine. To ensure that these potatoes are nice and buttery soft in the end, I'm going to put them in the oven to bake on 425 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes just to get them to start cooking. So now I'm going to work on the Parmesan crust for the chicken in this medium-sized bowl. I added a couple cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/3 a cup of breadcrumbs, and 1/3 a cup of Parmesan cheese with a little dash of some salt and pepper. Just mix this all together. Now that I added my chicken breasts into the Parmesan mixture, I'm just going to coat them super duper well. You could definitely use more or less chicken breasts depending on your preference for this recipe. Onto my cooking tray, after the potatoes were out of the oven, I added a pound of some fresh green beans. I'm just drizzling them with some olive oil. And now I'm going to make way for my 2 chicken breasts, and I'm just going to add the chicken breasts on top and then sprinkle the remaining Parmesan and breadcrumb mixture all over the chicken and the green beans. Bake this for an additional 25 to 35 minutes or until your chicken reaches 165 degrees internally. Here's the finished product. Those potatoes were buttery soft on the inside and those green beans were nice and tender. That chicken has a ton of great flavor. My whole family likes it, and this actually makes for some great leftovers for the next day. Now we're making my all-time favorite ranch pork chops and vegetable recipe. I'm going to get started by chopping up my 1.5 pounds of some baby potatoes into smaller pieces. I'm using the red, purple, and golden potatoes. I placed my little potatoes on my baking tray along with a few carrots that I just cut into smaller pieces. I love this recipe because you could really add any type of veggie you like, for example, Brussels sprouts or anything of that nature. I drizzled the top with a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'm just sprinkling a little bit of some paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, and then the last seasoning you're going to use is actually this ranch powder dressing seasoning mix on top. And then you're going to combine all of the oil and the seasonings with your hands. These are going to bake in a preheated oven to 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. Here are my potatoes and carrots out of the oven. As you see, I'm just pushing them to the side to make room for our pork chops. I'm using about 5 thinner pork chops for this recipe. Of course, you could use thicker pork chops or even thinner, just depending on your preference and what your store has. I'm just going to be drizzling them with some more of that olive oil and then seasoning them with the same seasoning that I seasoned the vegetables with, the paprika, oregano, salt, pepper, and the ranch dressing mix. I did this on both sides, and then this is going to bake for an additional 15 to 20 minutes or until your pork chops are cooked through. Of course, if your pork chops are thicker, they're going to take a little bit longer to cook. Here's the finished product. These pork chops have a ton of great flavor. This is actually one of those meals I used to meal prep all of the time when my husband was going through college, just because it's pretty inexpensive and it's delicious and healthy. And that's a wrap of this video today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I do have plenty more sheet pan meal videos on my channel, so I'll go ahead and leave them linked in my description box